Some sad, tragic news in the world of baseball today is legendary Oakland A's pitcher Vida Blue passed away. Vida Blue played in the major leagues between 1969 and 1986, being part of the integral part of the Oakland A's dynasty in the early 70s. He even won a Cy Young and MVP award, which is amazing. MVP award by a pitcher. He pitched for Oakland, San Francisco, and even Kansas City, which was shocking. Anyway, Vida Blue was born and raised in northwestern Louisiana, one of 6 children born to Vida Blue Sr. He went to high school in Louisiana and was a power pitcher in his senior year of baseball. He would throw a curveball and could get close to 100 miles per hour if he needed to. In the second round of the 1967 MLB draft, the Kansas City Athletics, just 1 year before they moved to Oakland, took him in the second round. Vida Blue was actually recruited to play football for either Notre Dame, Purdue, or Houston. Blue actually chose to sign with the KC Athletics because the $12,500 per year was going to support his family after his father's death. He would make his major league debut July 20th, 1969. Ironically, the same day as Neil Armstrong's walk on the moon. Anyway, he was a September call-up in 1970 and shocked everyone by shutting out the Kansas City Royals 3-0. Ironically, 10 days after the shutout of the Royals, he actually no-hit the Minnesota Twins at Oakland Coliseum 6-0. Only one base runner, and that was a walk to Harmon Killebrew in the fourth. He was the 4th youngest pitcher to throw a no-hitter. But 1971 would be special for him, putting up 24 wins and 8 losses, or a .750 winning percentage, if you will, 1.82 ERA, and 8 shutouts, with 301 strikeouts, which is amazing. Winning both the Cy Young and the MVP award, which is hard to believe by a pitcher he would do such a thing like that. Oakland, unfortunately, would fall in the 1971 ALCS to the Baltimore Orioles, despite the fact the A's finally got their first postseason berth since the 1931 World Series. Blue became the only player ever to be a starting pitcher in the league opener, that's the first game of the major leagues, with Washington versus Oakland, the All-Star game, and the playoff opener against the Orioles in the same season. Unfortunately, he would clash over salary. Blue won at $92,000. But they settled for $63,000. But that holdout would ruin him in 72. He would only be 6-10. And he was basically a relief pitcher during the 72 World Series. However, he did, despite having a save, a blown save, and a loss, he did get a World Series ring. However, he put up 20 wins the next year in 1973, no distractions, winning the World Series. And in 1974, he was 17-15, which he was flat. But he still won the World Series. And he was part of a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter in 1975, with Glenn Abbott, Paul Lindbat, and Roy Fingers combining to no-hit the Angels 5-0. He went 18-13 in 1976, and then he basically told reporters, "I hope the next breath Charlie Finley takes is his last," and dies of polio. Finley wanted to sell Blue's contract to the Yankees. And there were rumors that Blue was going to be headed to Cincinnati for Dave Revering and over $1.7 million. But Commissioner Bowie Kuhn said no. Charlie Finley should not be doing all that. And he said the trades would be back for baseball because they would benefit already powerful teams without making them giving any talent in return. By the end of the 76 season, nearly the entire A's roster of star players left with free agency or were traded off by Finley. Blue would basically be the mentor of teams of primary rookies and other young players. He went 14-19 in 1977, did not do so well. And then the A's finally got rid of Blue by trading him to San Francisco for 6 players. None of them were powerful enough. However, he put up 18 wins in 1978 and was named the Sporting News National Pitcher of the Year, but not the Cy Young winner. He had some decent seasons with the Giants in the late 70s, early 80s, before being traded to Kansas City for Atlee Hammaker and 3 other players. But of course, Hammaker famously was that pitcher who gave up Fred Lynn's grand slam in the All-Star game in 1983. Blue went 13-12, and then after an 0-5 start, he was not doing so well. After the 1983 season, Blue and former teammates Willie Wilson, Jerry Martin, and Willie Aikens pleaded guilty to purchase cocaine. He was given a 3-month prison sentence and out for the 1984 season. Fortunately, he was allowed to come back to baseball in 1985, and he signed back with the the Giants. It was 8-8. Blue did testify in the Pittsburgh drug trials and said that his troubles with substance abuse haunted him after his playing career. All that. Blue did win 10 games in 1986 and almost was in Oakland 8 again for 1987, but then he decided to retire. Vida Blue was a legend in the world of sports. He married his wife Peggy in 1989 and was actively promoting baseball in Costa Rica before his untimely death today. Vida Blue was 73.